Good evening. My name is Brian Richter, and I am one of the candidates for Auburn Township trustee. Tonight, I'm going to provide you with a little bit of my background so you understand my qualifications to be given the honor to be the next Auburn Township trustee. I'm a longtime resident of Geauga County, moved here in 1978, moved to Auburn Township in 1993, where I currently reside. I have 4 boys that have gone through the Kenston schools, 2 of which are seniors. They play various sports for the school, which has brought me to be one of the current co-chairs of your Kenston Athletic Boosters. Now, in 1989, I started my career at the Geauga County Prosecutor's Office, handling various legal matters. I've handled child support matters, I've handled juvenile delinquency matters, I've handled adult felony matters, and I've handled civil matters, representing your various county officials, the elected officials and the county boards, and all their legal needs. Now, in 2007, I became an assistant prosecutor in the Medina County Prosecutor's Office. Again, handling civil matters, representing the elected officials, like the county commissioners, county engineer, sheriff, county recorder, county treasurer. I also represent various boards in Medina County, handling various aspects of civil litigation, from bidding to contracts and litigation, if necessary for the county. Now, part of my duties in the Medina County Prosecutor's Office are representing the townships, various townships in Medina County. Again, I help the townships with contracts. I help the townships with bidding such things as expansions to fire departments, expansions to police departments, expansions to service garages. I also represent and help the various townships' zoning commissions. I help the zoning commissions evaluate the zoning resolution and help them with amendments if necessary. I help the Board of Zoning Appeals also. I help them evaluate the zoning code. I help them enforce and I help them defend the zoning code, including but not limited to arguments in the Supreme Court, which I recently had in defending the local zoning resolution in front of them with an oral argument, successfully. Now, I believe that I am the best candidate for Auburn Township trustee. I believe that I can use my skills, what I have learned, and what I have taught over the years to represent the township going into the future. Township law is ever-changing, and in this day and age, you need somebody that is up to date to lead the township into the future. Now, I have a website, if you'd like to gather more information about me. The website is richtertrustee.com, and I ask for your support to do it.
We're going to entertain questions and go back to the rules again. I'd like to have you have one question, and if you want to come back and ask a second, we're going to limit 2 questions per person for each of these so that we can get through our program. And I'm sure the candidates are going to be here afterwards too if you want to drill down and have actually more detailed conversation about some of those. I think that the people will be back in the commons area afterwards to have those discussions. So let's have some questions. We have.
Let's see if I could do this without my teacher's voice. I'm told that I was very good in days past. This question is mainly directed to Mr. Richter. At least one member of the Auburn Township, before I go any further, my name is Diane Jones, and I do live in Auburn Township, but at least, to continue, at least one member of the Auburn Township Board of Zoning Appeals has attested in a public meeting that Auburn Township zoning relevant to Auburn Corners is broken. To go further, for at least the last 20 years, in spite of the installation of a vast sewerage system at Lake Ladue, Auburn Corners has failed to attract and maintain any business whatsoever. And one of the latest examples of those failures is that of a gas station that was granted a variance to have with a liquor permit, and that seems to be going nowhere, as is most of Auburn Corners. Mr. Richter, if you are elected to this position, how will your skills and your experience direct you to resolving the economic plight, the misfortune of Auburn Corners?
Well, one of the things that I think is necessary is to really take a good look at the zoning resolution. To determine, for that specific section, I'm going to have to determine or look at what might be best for that specific section in Auburn Township. But in general, I don't believe that the zoning resolution has been looked at for a while. And things are certainly ever-changing. The law is ever-changing. And you need to look at it and review it to make sure that it really is in that it meets the vision of Auburn Township going into the future.
Other questions?
I'd like to address that as well, please. The zoning, specifically to the freeway interchange there, has been looked at repeatedly. Went through a massive rezoning in 2002, I believe it was, which close to coincided with the installation of the sewers. That was done at the order of the EPA, not the township, at the behest of Akron's reservoir situation there. Frankly, I haven't believed what the problem is there, and we've had several meetings with county level people about this. We have sewer, we do not have central water. Central water in a township becomes a problem. Along with sewers, if you have central water, you have a difficult time defending large lot zoning. No, it's not directed right now outside of the commercial area, but once you have those amenities in the township, it's always susceptible to property owners trying to assess it and bring it.
My name is Dee Blue. I live in Auburn Township. This question is to Mr. Rickner. You stated you would seek and revise the township zoning resolution to protect the rural nature of Auburn in the years to come. Why? Their large lot zoning has not been broken with their current resolutions for many years.
I believe that, like I said, the law is ever-changing. I have fought and I have defended various zoning resolutions. I'm not saying that the whole resolution needs to be changed, but I would like to at least use my legal skills to look at the zoning resolution to make sure that it protects and preserves that large lot zoning that you're talking about and continues to preserve the rural nature of Auburn Township.
All I can add to that is, as I said, we are in constant contact. We're always working with county planning, county economic development. Ideas are presented, decisions are made. Our goal is to preserve the residential zoning we have. We certainly would like to spur development there at the corners, and we've made attempts for various reasons. I am quite concerned about the lack of development. When I was 16 here, when I was 16 years old, we had 3 gas stations at the corner. We would think we're an attractive area for them now.
Questions?
I'm Shelley Lewis, also a resident of Auburn Township. This question is from Mr. Richter. Sorry, Mr. Pevno. I've expressed concern with the Auburn trustees about several transportation-related issues. One being traffic related to the proposed transportation center at Gardner. It's my understanding, Mr. Richter, that you are related to Kenston's transportation director. Respectfully, I ask that if you are elected trustee, how can I be sure you will put the concerns of your residents first?
That is true. My sister-in-law is the transportation director at Kenston Schools. But my purpose is to serve the residents of Auburn Township. I will make my decisions for the residents of Auburn Township. I will take in all the concerns of the residents of Auburn Township, and I will make my decisions in a fiscally responsible manner.
Don't see any other hands up, so, one.
Can I ask one? Mr. Rickner, after 18 years as a Geauga County Assistant Prosecutor, why did you leave the county you live in to go to Medina County?
I had an opportunity in Medina County, and I took it. But I am an Auburn Township resident. I have lived here for over 20 years, 22 years. Lived in Geauga County since 1978.
Okay. I think it's done. The light is blinding me up here, so I can see you. So, if that's all the questions, I want to thank the candidates for the Auburn trustees for attending tonight's